She said, "Catch me outside, how about that?" And Dr. Phil sent her to an outdoor program. Prior to that, though, I was 15 years old. I was in foster care, and every day my foster family watched Dr. Phil. They watched Dr. Phil so much that, like, I would go out there and I'd be like, "Hey, can I tell you about my day at school?" And they'd be like, "No, I'm watching Dr. Phil." And I'd be like, "What's more important to you, me or Dr. Phil?" And they would be like, "Dr. Phil." And I'm like, okay. Anyways, I wasn't allowed to progress with my age group, so when I was 15, I was being treated like a 4 or 5-year-old. My whole room was decked out in strawberry shortcake, and I was not allowed to decorate it. Every time I did, I would come home from school to it back the way it was. I didn't like any of this, so I just tried to... This freaked my foster family out, and they happened to be my biological family as well. So they worked with my case manager and said that I clearly needed mental help because something is wrong with me. Made up all these different problems about me too. But they were like, "Oh, there's this program that Dr. Phil talks about all the time. What if we got her into one of those? And then we could, send her back across country to one of those programs and she'll be closer to her family because there's one in Florida, so it'll be perfect." I wasn't told any of this until years later. All I knew was I tried to... And then my case manager came to pick me up, and we went on a plane down to Florida, and she told me that we were going to go live with my Aunt Tara, and we found all this new family, and my mom would never tell anyone who my dad was, and I was going to be reunited with my family. It was going to be great. And then I get dropped off at ughhh in Brooksville, Florida. This is a level 2 juvenile corrections facility, or they may just call it a correctional care facility. I was there for about 2 months before a massive staph infection broke out. People couldn't keep their legs closed. Everybody got a staph infection. Except me. But anyways, they shut this place down. My caseworker had quit, though, and hadn't, put in any of my paperwork for where I was. So I was just transferred to a level 8. Where I was in this facility's care for a total of 9 months before they were like, "Hey, she has graduated. We have no reason to keep her here. Please come get her." But all because Dr. Phil recommended this facility to my aunt, she recommended it to my caseworker and got me stuck there. I lived in a tent that I had to build. I woke up at night covered in field mice. Sandra woke up with a cockroach on her mouth. If you want to hear more about the camp, let me know below.